guys, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is a motivational speaker, no other than Mr. Daniel MacQueen.
How are you doing, sir? Thank you for having me on the show.
Welcome to Book 101, Mr. Daniel, and can you please introduce more about yourself?
I'd love to. Thank you. So my name's Dan MacQueen. I'm a motivational speaker from Vancouver, BC, Canada. My claim to fame is I've survived 2 traumatic brain injuries, weeks in a coma, months in a rehab hospital, having to relearn how to walk, talk, and smile again. So my lesson and stories about grit, resilience, perseverance, and a dogged attitude to keep moving forward no matter what the cost or no matter what the mountain to climb.
Mr. Dan MacQueen, thank you so much for being strong mind, and thank you for your knowledge that you're imparting to the world. What does it mean to have a strong mind in today's fast-paced world?
Well, that's a great question, Daniel. I think the way I frame this is you can foster resilience by keeping promises to yourself. Keeping promises to yourself. Do what you say you're going to do. Alex Harmozy says you don't get confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but you do so by keeping promises to yourself. Build that undeniable stack of evidence that says you do what you say you're going to do week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. So, for instance, Daniel, I swim 3 times a week. I was at the pool earlier today. Every day I go in the pool, I set an intention for lengths I owe 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And I owe those lengths no matter what, Daniel, no matter what. Well, save one exception. If there's a backstroke in my lane, I can punt the lane entirely and go straight into the sauna. But I keep that promise to myself every week, every month, every year, so I know I do what I say I'm going to do. So I say that you got to build an undeniable stack of evidence to prove to yourself you do what you say you're going to do.
Mr. Dan, how does mental strength differ from emotional resilience?
Mental strength different from emotional resilience. Well, I think they're one and the same, to be frank. I think they're components of both that cascade into both elements. Emotional resilience is very much parted into my mental health capacity as well. So I think they're both one and the same, and the tools to get to both are the same. So keeping promises to yourself and outworking your self-doubt.
Very well said, Mr. Dan. Very well said. What daily habits contribute the most to building mental strength?
For me, this is meditation. So I meditate every day for 20 minutes, which is a big number. So don't start with 20 minutes. The mind's a funny thing. Don't think of a pink elephant. You're thinking of a pink elephant. But I started with 2 minutes in the morning. Next week I did 4. Week after 6. Then 8. Then 12. Then 14. Then 16. Then 18. Then 20. I ramped it up gradually. Aim small, miss small. Pick a small winnable target and ratchet yourself up to that frame. Who can't do 2 minutes in the morning? I think that's a pretty selfless task to undertake. And I think the benefits will really compound over time. So meditation has been the best habit I picked up and the best hack I have for your group today.
Mr. Dan, can you share any personal practices that have helped you maintain your mental health?
Well, I mentioned meditation. That's been a big one for me, but also physical fitness. It's moved from vanity to sanity. I'm still very aware of how I look and feel in the mirror, but it's more for the mental clarity I gain from working out, clearing out the cobwebs and blasting out that angst in my body. If I don't work out, I feel anxious, I feel stressed, I feel like I haven't worked or taxed my body. And you got one meat vehicle, so I suggest you take care of it as best you can.
How important is self awareness in fostering a strong mind, Mr. Dan?
I think it's very important. And you learn this from cues from other people or from yourself, just seeing how you feel. I'll be honest, I failed a lot of this, and this is one of the things that the brain injuries bludgeon the most. But I'm now better at picking up cues and reading people and reading how my response is received, and maybe reframing how I approach that next time or adjusting next time. So failure is first attempt in learning, as my friend Rial says. And I think that only by failing and trying out new uh, parameters and new dogmas can you find out how you best relate to the world and how you can improve yourself. So self awareness is very key for this.
Very well said. Again, Mr. Dan, empowering answer. How can we refrain negative thoughts to build a more positive mindset?
Sorry, could you repeat the question again, sir?
How can we refrain negative thoughts to build a more positive mindset?
I think perspective is the key for this, Daniel. I'll share a story about learning to walk in Tune Broadway that kind of exemplifies this. So, Daniel, have you been to London, England?
Yes.
Have you been to Tooting Broadway?
No, not yet.
Okay. So, Tooting Broadway is an area in South London, an area they call up and coming. Think loud sirens, drugs, gangs. It's dirty, it's hectic, and boy, is it busy. Walk with a cane, walk with an eye patch. After 4 months in a wheelchair, I'm literally Bambi on ice. I turn the
Mm,
corner to walk on the high street for the first time, immediately get slammed into by someone. Stagger back a few feet. Someone scurries past me on the right hand side. I thought I was done with the rats. Someone had been stabbed on the sidewalk over here. I'm thinking this is a pretty wild place to learn to walk. After a few days, I was thinking this is the worst place to learn how to walk in the world. Can't they see I'm trying to walk here? Can't they see I'm trying here? And then one day my perspective shifted. Maybe this isn't the worst place to learn how to walk in the world. Maybe this is the best. If I can walk here, I can walk anywhere. Now, Tune Broadway didn't change, right, Daniel? It went from the worst to the best in my mind, and my mood reflected that. What are you looking at in your life you're convinced is the worst? Convinced is the absolute worst. Hey, maybe it is. Maybe you can find a way to turn down the suck a little bit, shift that perspective a little bit. Iron Mike Tyson famously said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Now, your punch may not be a brain hemorrhage, right? Facts. Will be a job loss, a
yes.
breakup, a diagnosis for you, a loved one. You will take that punch in the mouth. How you respond? I'm offering a compass, not a map, but a compass. It always points towards true north. Look at things like mindset, perspective, and hacks. Hacks that will allow you and your team to better than yesterday, tomorrow. My name's Dan MacQueen, and the reason why I told you that story about learning to walk in Tune Broadway is when you change the way you look at the world look at changes. And that's an example of how I reframed obstacles in my immediate surrounding, Daniel. I think that lesson can be transferred across multiple sectors and multiple facts. How are you looking at the world? What's the perspective you're looking at?
Interesting indeed. Analogy, Mr. Dan. And what will be your short term and long term goals as a motivational speaker?
Short term goals would be to consistently get booked for gigs and stages and make this career change a viable and productive manner. Long term goal would be to speak on bigger stages, and something as big as Madison Square Garden would be a nice feather in my cap.
Awesome. Good luck to your goals, Mr. Dan, and looking for more and more success to your speaking gig. And what would be your advice for those people out there having difficulties to have a healthy mind?
I think a really simple frame that you can adapt and take on board is better than yesterday. Better than yesterday in all things. 1% better than the day before. Over the course of the year, that's 365. You're ratcheting this up to a point where you can deliver and improve day after day, month after month, year after year. Better than yesterday's, I think, a factoid your group could take on board and then take it on board tomorrow.
So, thank you for your advice. And let's talk about resilience. about mental health. How can someone start setting healthy boundaries to protect their mental well being?
Just be rigorous with what serves you and what doesn't serve you. Understand what makes your battery tick and go, and control what's in control and punt the rest. So control the controllables is something I say a lot. In life, there'll be stuff you can stress about that's within your remit of control and stuff that's outside your remit of control. Everything that's outside of your control, I punt. What's within my control, I adapt and I tinker with and I improve on. But if it's without my center of control, I don't worry about it at all. There's no point stressing about it. It's there. It's not going to be impacted by you, your thoughts, or your feelings. Control what you can control, Daniel.
Yes. Control is in within, people. It's up to you to execute. What are some early warning signs of burnout, or how can we prevent it?
Early warning signs of burnout. I think just feeling fatigued and unable to focus on tasks. I feel it myself when I start slowing down. I need to take a walk or a fika break, coffee break, do some exercise, get into my body. I think just being self-aware about how you're feeling, and when you feel yourself starting to go down that spiral, get out of your body and start moving, or get into your body and start moving yourself around. Mood follows action, as Ritual says. I think it's a very important way to frame things and to adjust to adversity.
Yes, move and move and move and exercise. That's what Mr. Don doing every day. What's connection between mindfulness and mental clarity?
Mindfulness and mental clarity. I think if you're mindful, you'll have mental clarity. Meditation was so key for allowing me to have mental clarity and to adjust to new surroundings and adapt to new evolving situations. I think mindfulness is something I gained from meditation. You can gain it from meditation if that works. It could be, exercise, it could be swimming, it could be walking, yoga. Get into your mind, get into your head, and kind of clear out the cobwebs, and then I think mental clarity will follow after that.
Yes, totally agree with you, Mr. Dan. How can social support and relationships affect our mental strength?
They're very key. I had a lot of help, Daniel, to get back from that today, to navigate the change and the adversity I faced. And I think those relationships really helped me find confidence and build confidence in myself. So the support's so key. If you've got support network, don't be afraid to ask for help and just say, hey, I need a little bit of help right now. That's such a key part of this area, and it's helped me rebuild to where I'm at today.
Yes, people, if you need help, please do ask help. If you're thinking that you are really in need of help, how can someone strengthen their mental health after facing trauma or major setbacks?
I think again, getting into your body. Exercise is so key. Burn out those cobwebs. Stress your body, strain your body. Also do a cold shower in the morning, which is quite an abrasive thing to do. But the benefits are so profound for me. One, I proved that I can do something hard every day. I've done something hard in the shower, 1 to 3 minutes, nothing heroic here, but it's allowed me to get into my body. It also allows you to like see things more clearly and just know that you can do hard things. Proving to yourself that you do what you're saying to do. So I don't question if I can do that because I've done that already in the morning. So find small ways that you can build those wins into your system and ratchet them up as you go.
Yes, people, cold shower is highly recommended in the morning. It really helps the cost what do you call this, pressure in the body. Okay. So how do you suggest handling self-doubt and imposter syndrome?
Show me your bad work. If you don't do the work, if you don't start somewhere, you're not going to progress. You've got to start somewhere and you got to build this up. So, how do you combat this? By outworking your self doubt and building up that stack of bad work that you've got, and watch it improve over time. Perfect or done is better than perfect in every capacity. So don't get hung up on perfection. Focus on getting things done.
Yes, indeed. And don't afraid to commit mistake because people, those mistakes, failure, you will learn a lot from them and it will make you perfect, not totally perfect, but better in the future. What role does purpose or passion play in cultivating mental resilience?
For me, it's quite a profound impact because as a speaker now, my purpose is to help you navigate change and to navigate adversity in a way that serves you. And that underlies everything I do. Everything I do in the day is driven to that purpose and anchors back to that purpose. It allows me to navigate the hard times, the difficult times, to know that my purpose is bigger than myself. That I have to do this for the work I'm trying to accomplish and do in the world. So purpose is huge for me, and I think it's very important to find a North Star, your why. As Simon Sinek says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Mr. Dan, are there specific books or resources you recommend for developing a stronger mind?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Daniel. I think some of the ones that have been very helpful for me have been a lot of the work by Ryan Holiday. Ego is the enemy, discipline is destiny, courage is calling, obstacles the way, and they help you reframe these negative setbacks through Stoic philosophy and see life through a different lens. Also, another book I really enjoy is The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. It's been very helpful for me to kind of get out of my way and avoid the resistance and get to work. He also kind of compounds the idea of, show me your bad work and get to work on draft one to start building on that. Don't worry about perfection. Worry about getting things done.
Yes, people, books of Ryan Holiday is highly recommended by Mr. Daniel MacQueen. The obstacles in the way, discipline, its destiny, and for sure the daily stoic and the stillness and a lot more. Please do read them. I featured Ryan Holiday and it's my first season, people. First season, book on Book 101 review. So, Mr. Dan, how can young people begin building a mental strength in early in life?
I think sports are a great way to do this. By playing sports, you learn how to lose. You learn how to be competitive. Learn how to fail in a way that's helpful and pragmatic. Sports has taught me the value of hard work. Has taught me the value of teamwork and the value of losing and trying to avoid that feeling going forward. So sports was huge for me. Now, if you're not sporty, that's okay. You can find individual exercise, but get into your body and start taxing your system. Start stressing what you've got, and you can find out what the limitations are and adapt to the new surroundings. So getting back into your body, I think that's key. But sports for me has been key for this, Daniel.
And keep doing it, Mr. Daniel. It will help your body and mind. Before we wrap up our discussion today, Mr. Daniel, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcasts. And they are lots of podcasts that I'm maintaining each week. Abstract Essay in its fifth season, Abstract Poetry in second season, Book 101 Review for sure, it's my fifth season too. Comedy 101 in third season, Food 101 in its fifth season, Geography in third season, people, Love Letters in the same third season, and my baby podcast, Mental Health 101, Movie 101 Review in its fourth season, as well as my Music 101. Please do listen to them, available where you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Dan, what final piece of advice will you give someone struggling to stay mentally strong?
I think acceptance is the key for this when you're facing adversity. Acceptance is a tough word because it slaps for a lot of people. But if you don't accept your new parameters of what's happened to you, you can improve your lot. Through the struggles I've been through, I know acceptance is a very difficult thing to navigate and to come to terms with. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, acceptance is the most important piece of the pie here. If you can accept it, you can improve it, you can modify it, you can challenge it, you can improve it. So acceptance would be the key for me, Daniel.
Mr. Dan MacQueen, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world. And thank you for inspiring us. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your speaking gig?
For sure, Daniel. So they can find me on MacQueenDan.com, MacQueen. I see you have the website up here on the show, and I'm sure we'll link to it in the show notes. So thank you so much for having me on the show, Daniel. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Daniel MacQueen because if you support him, more and more and more motivational speaking to come. So, Mr. Daniel, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel.
Modicon people, see you soon.